excursion project is in session.
He went to into voluntary service at Louisville. And that's where he met my grandma, who's from Indiana.
My grandparents were originally from California, and then they came all the way down to Virginia.
The grandparents that I definitely feel the closest to are my mom's side.
My grandpa was drafted, but he didn't want to do service, so he worked with some service in Vermont, I want to say. He was a milk delivery, so instead of being enlisted, he delivered milk.
My grandfather was always my favorite. He runs a hunting store in Franklin, West Virginia, as well as he owns and operates an Ace Hardware.
What they do now, or did, was they own this little, okay, now it's a gift shop.
My grandmother, Diane, she was a bank teller at Old Point Bank. And my grandpa, I'm not sure what he did exactly. I just know he had a strong passion for hunting.
He really passed a lot of values to me just from being with them and living with them. They always inspired my creativity and wanted me to go after what I was passionate about, and always inspired me to question what was around me.
My grandma was always trying to make sure they stayed on the right course, do the best you can, always work hard, be kind to other people.
One thing that all of my grandparents valued a lot was service. Like my grandpa actually right now is in LA with NDS. And all of my grandparents volunteered with things and did a lot of projects through Mennonite missions and other places that they, and they passed that on to my parents as well.
His dad really worked really hard for him to have a lot of the stuff that he has now. My grandfather's dad bought a lot of land. He built his own cabin. He even took the time and effort to dig out a lake just so that his family would have an area to fish from.
I wrote that I was good at being sarcastic because, I mean, even if I don't think about it, I do have really sarcastic remarks even.
So I want to say I did seeing objectively, not really allowing my feelings to get in the way of my actual thinking.
If I get any superpower for a day, I would want to fly so that I could fly over all the mountains and see all of the pretty changing leaves and just view the sunsets from way up high and not have to climb anything. That would be ideal.
A wonderful day I had took place a few years ago. I was still a kid, and it was Christmas time. This was Christmas Eve, and I've always been a fiend for Christmas lights. I just love them. I think they really just bring energy to the holidays, and I'd always go out with my family, just go look at them, all these crazy cool houses, and it just took at times like that, as you grow up, you kind of think back and you're like, wow, I had it so easy and it was so nice, and almost like the magic in the air, it just seemed so amazing as a kid, so much, anything was possible, all your worries were faded away, things were good, and now it's that realization is gone, you've grown up and you have to face the problems the problems in the world today, and I just know back then, I couldn't tell you what was going on in the world. I could just tell you what was going on in 5th grade class and what drama went down at recess, and things were just simpler.
What's really important to me in my life is my best friend since middle school, elementary, I don't know. We first met in during basketball, and we didn't realize it then until she had moved away and came back, and she would be very important in my life. She is always there for my ups and downs and just craziness, and she's someone that can actually put up with me.
So, this is technically cheating because she was my stepsister for a portion of time. But my ex-stepsister was probably one of the most formative people for me when I was younger. I finally had this place to go to when I needed space away. I had this brief respite where I could go and she would let me talk to her. She would let me just sit there and watch her play Final Fantasy on the PlayStation 2. And that was just my ideal afternoon and escape from the stress of schoolwork and teaching my younger siblings. She really always encouraged me to be myself and to not let the stress of my mother or the responsibilities of teaching my younger siblings to really get on my shoulders. And she instead always told me to find what made me happy and to go with what made me the happiest.
So I think if I went home and got with all my buddies from high school, I think I told them my first week, it was brutal, but that first week I came back, I got thrown into baseball practice, which was 3 days, and starting classes, not knowing where any of them were. Yeah, that night I went into my dorm and just sobbed, because I was just done. Like, college just beat me up right there. Going on, guys, walking downtown Harrisonburg. It's pretty crazy. I've seen an arrest so far. 2 cop cars on the parking garage. Seen a lot of old buildings, pretty sure they're churches. A lot of good foreign restaurants. A lot of options. It's very cold out right now. Probably should have rescheduled, but we're out here enjoying it. It's nice. Part 2 coming soon. Wildlife, all right? This is nature at its finest. Up close and personal, guys. This is nature in the middle of the city. No one's safe.